Hello everybody and welcome to Crafty Hour number 2 with Kourtney at Scrapbook-N-Memories. Thank you for everybody that understood that we had to reschedule this one. So I hope everybody had fun with Stacy's Crafty Hour. So here we are with mine. So I'll give everybody kind of a moment. Thank you everybody for the love and thoughts. I'm feeling better. I went to work for the first time today in 2 weeks for a couple hours. And so we're just taking it slow. So I'm going to sit, and which is very odd for me because I am a stander when I craft. And we're going to have a sit down and do some coloring and crafting. So let everybody jump on again. So hello everybody if you're on the live. Hello if you're on the replay. This is Crafty Hour number 2 with Kourtney at Scrapbook-N-Memories. And you can also go back and watch Stacy's Crafty Hour. If you go to Clipper Street's page and click on events, you'll see past events, and then the Crafty Hour recording will be there. So you can go there and watch Stacy's Crafty Hour. Okay, so the kit we're using for Crafty Hour number 2, and thank you everybody for participating in our Crafty Hours. These have been a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying a quick little 1 hour class, a quick little 1 hour sessions. And so this is number 2. Number 3 will be on Thursday. I'm going to get just a little lozenge here. And we do have registration open for Crafty Hour number 4 right now, which will be the Spellbinders themed one. And then we also have registration for number 5, which is Spellbinders Little Swinging Nomies. So 4 and 5 we both have registration open for. I think 4 is about sold out, so make sure to jump in on that one. And that's using the really cute rustic stuff from Simple Stories. Okay, so in your kit you got some pieces that look like this, and Stacy did a really simple card using those. And I'm going to use those same exact pieces. These were in your kit. Same exact pieces. And give it a different look than what we got. Ooh, I'm going to hit the AC. I'm already hot. Woo. That's the thing, is I get hot in there. I need a fan blowing. All those lights make me hot. Okay, so where were I? So you're going to grab your kits on that. Oh, thank you, Dolores. She said she's loving the quickies. So for this one, I'm going to do kind of a mixed media look. In your kit, you had a piece of paper that you were going to matte the red on the cream. I decided I'm going to flip-flop that and matte my cream on the red. So you're just going to have to shave down your cream a little bit. So this was I'm going to try not to do math today. I'm just going to shave it down a little bit. 5 and 7 eighths. I'm just shaving her down so the cream will fit on there. And then we have our card base. I like to do card fronts. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I like to do card fronts with my decorative papers. And then I go back and matte them on card bases later. So quick and easy on that. All we're going to do is add some adhesive. I didn't unclog my adhesives, so hopefully they're not clogged from 2 weeks ago. Oh. It's crazy. I haven't crafted in 2 weeks. Crazy talk. Okay, so I'm just going to put the cream directly onto that red that I cut down. And you're just going to have a little bit showing all the way around the outside edges of it. Thank you, Wanda. No, it's just trying to feel human again is crazy. Okay, then we're just going to glue that piece down. And at any point you want to pop some of these layers, feel free to pop the layers. But this is just gluing pieces down. I kind of want to focus more on the technique because I love techniques. So that's kind of what I'm all about, is the techniques. And right now I'm just using the pieces that came in your pack. And then there's the ribbon. And we're just going to take the ribbon. And I like to use score tape for my ribbons, which I should have went over the outside edge of that. And again, these pieces were already pre-cut in your thing. There goes that cough. I'll try not to talk too much. I won't get my cough. I like score tape because you can do exactly that. You can just tear it and it makes it quick and easy. Although I broke my thumbnail, so it's kind of hard to do that. Oh, Roberta, you're not the only one that misplaced their kit. We had some other girls that did Stacy's last week, and then they called the store today to see what their kit looked like because they didn't think they got it or they misplaced it, and you're not the only one. So hopefully everybody found their kits. I am going to put some pop dots on the back side of this because it does have the ribbon on there. That way it'll kind of raise it a little bit. And so far we're just assembling the pieces that were in your kit already for you. Oh, thank you. Okay, so there we are so far. We've got some fun layers. We've got our ribbon that was in the kit. I need to clean that glue up. I'm getting it all over everything. So that's where we're at. Just assembling those pieces. Yes, Donna, that was you, Colleen, looking for your kit today. I wasn't going to say any names, but you called yourself out. Okay, let me get that glue off my table. Okay, are we good? Okay, so the next piece we have in your kit already was these two pieces right here. We're going to set the red one to the side, and then this one is the one we're going to do some technique on. I used Distress inks. You can use whatever inks you have that are dye-based, because this is a technique where we're going to apply water to it and make it bleed. And that's kind of the fun look I wanted right there. Okay, so I used peacock feathers, mustard seed, festive berries, and lucky clover. You can use whatever colors you want. The key is dye-based on these, because the dye-based is what's going to allow you to do the technique. And then you want to have water. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, guess you got to grab the stamp, Kourtney. Grab the stamp. The stamp we're using is the little ornament. Oh, thank you, Karen. And we're going to ink it up yellow. And I'm just inking up the ornament part of it, not the top little hanger piece. I'm going to lightly split him with water. Let me put a mat underneath here. And then I'm going to stamp him just like that. And he's kind of blobby, and I like it, and we're going to leave him blobby. See how he's all blobby? We're going to leave him that way, okay? Then I'm going to wipe my stamp off, and we're going to go to our next color. Our next color I used was Lucky Clover, which is kind of a pretty green. Oh, I got them too wet. Not sticking. And you can do this technique with, oh my gosh, any stamps you've got. I loved this one because there wasn't a positive negative for this one, and I wanted to create a positive negative. So I'm just inking up the bottom portion of it with green. I'm going to lightly mist it off a camera with water so it kind of blobs it a little bit. And then I'm going to go in and again stamp and just kind of press and hold and then lift. Must be something on my block. My stamps don't want to stick. And then again, we're just going to keep doing the same thing. I'm going to go back in with the mustard yellow. Use a lot of ink. You could totally use oxide inks. You could totally use the pink fresh inks. The key is dye-based. Dye-based or water-based. And I forgot to mist my stamp with water, so that one didn't quite run, but we'll get it. And then next one, I'm going in with red. Mist it with water. And we're just going to stack these ornaments. I love ornaments because it's fun to just kind of stack them. Okay? And then I'm going to put one more down here in this corner. And I'm going to run him off. And again, I'm going to mist him with water. And I'm going to stamp him off this time. And just kind of hold it for a little bit and then release. Now we've got our stamped images on there. Now we want them to bleed even more. So that's pretty, but it looks like an ornament. And I kind of don't want them looking like ornaments. So I'm just going to hit them with water. And I'm going to let them bleed. If you feel like you got a little too carried away with some of it, you can always take a dry paper towel or something and go in and pick up a little bit of that color. If you feel like you got a little too carried away. But I really like the blobness of it because when you go back in with the black is what's going to give it that fine detailed. Except I got a funky new color going there, and I don't want that going. And then we need to dry it before we go on. This is just using the cardstock in the kit. You could totally do this with watercolor cardstock, and it would probably give you even a better effect with the watercolor cardstock, but we're just using what was in the kit. Now I'm just kind of drying it. I'm going to kind of sop up some of that colors that I don't want. And then you can go in and centralize too. So if you feel like you need more of one color, you can go in and do that also. How's everybody doing? Is anybody crafting along? Or are we just watching and then we'll go back and do? Just gotta make sure everything is good and dry. Hello, Victoria, thank you. Today was the first day in for a few hours. I still got this fog thing going on. I don't even know how to explain it. It's crazy. And I know a lot of you have already been through it and done it, and the fog is just crazy. Can't even explain it. Okay, next we're going to go in with some black ink, and now we're going to add the detail. So when we do the detail, I'm using Jet Black Archival ink. I love this because it's permanent, it's waterproof. I don't plan on adding any more water to this, but if we did, and we might, then you want to make sure it is permanent. It's set, because you don't want it to bleed again. So once I stamp this, who knows? I might go back in and add more color to it. So you want it to be permanent. So we're just going to go in and stamp over those colors, our little watercolor splotches, with our black permanent ink now. Ooh, see, I'm going to have to add more color to that one. That one doesn't have as much color. And I'm going to find something. I need to mask off that yellow one. Random piece of paper in my recycle bin. And then, okay. Oops. I masked a little too much of it. Well, there's no line in that backup, so we're going with it. Okay, so I'm just going to hit it again with the heat tool just to make sure everything's dry. And I think I'm going to go back and add in some more turquoise. And I'll show you how to do it with a water brush to kind of give us a little bit darker effect. But you want to make sure your archival ink is all dry. I just love this stamp set. The stamp set is really super cute and very versatile and affordable. Okay, so this was my Lucky Clover. I'm going to mush some Lucky Clover on my mat, and I'm going to just grab a water brush. I'm going to throw it on the floor, and I'm just going to take some water and mix it in with that color, and then I can go in and apply more color. And then if I want it to blend a little bit more, there we go. Just gonna hit it with some water to get it to bleed out again. And then I think I'm gonna do the same thing to my blue one. My blue one's kind of light. And then we'll just heat set that again. I love techniques. Techniques are kind of my fun fortune. Is that the word I wanted? Fortune? I don't know. Again, the fog. Okay, then I'm just going to grab a ruler and a black pen, and I'm going to draw my ornament strings. Oops, that was still wet. Okay, there we have it. I'm then going to put the lid on my water because I'm notorious for spilling water. Fortitude. Thank you, Roberta. See, someone's helped me with my words today. Okay, then I'm going to glue that down to the red. And I'm gluing her down because we added all that water and stuff to it, so it kind of made it wavy. Okay, then we're going to put it on our card, and we're going to put glue here and pop dots here because we popped this piece and we want it to lay flat. We don't want it to... And what I always do is I just turn my piece upside down on where it's going, and then that way I can kind of eyeball and make sure I'm not putting adhesive or something where I don't need it. Okay. And we're just going to add that. Take the backs off. They do stick better if you take the backing off. And we're going to kind of go up towards the top, and we're just going to overlap those layers. Okay, and then I really liked the sentiment that was in here too that said the Happy Holidays. And I just grabbed a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to stamp that sentiment on there with the black. Make sure we're right side up. I'm notorious for stamping upside down. There we go. Happy Holidays. Then I'm just going to take my scissors and just kind of snip it. And then I do it the lazy man way. I'm just going to mat it on here and then cut it. Just kind of eyeball cut it. And I'm going all the way to the edge, so we'll have red at the top, bottom, and the little thing. Yes, connect layers to each layer. Absolutely. We don't want any floaters. No floaters. Here we go. And then we're going to pop that guy on here too. So we're going to have to put double pops over here on this side. Double pop. And then I'm just gonna use my squares. I was gonna look for my roll, but I'm not sure where my roll is right now. So we'll just put single squares on that. And again, just gonna go in and layer them in. I'll put that guy all the way to the edge. Have a little bit of layers playing peekaboo. And there we go. Oh, thank you, Amy. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see comments. Right, so there is 2 fun cards using some mixed media kind of techniques with our distress ink pads. You can of course use oxide. You can of course use your pink fresh ones. So anything that is a dye-based ink pad that will reactivate with water, you can do that fun technique with. So that is card number 1. Okay, card number 2. We're going to play with the wreath. I loved the wreath that was in this set. So again, I cut some layers, have my standard size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I just cut a little bit smaller red and a little bit smaller white. And this white I did on watercolor paper. Excuse me. And for this one, I am going to use a stamping platform because this is a technique where we're going to want to come in on it multiple times. I've got a Misty. If you have the Tim Holtz one, use that one. If you have the Stampin' Buddy, use that one. Use whatever you want. I love this wreath. It is very, very pretty. So I'm going to put my magnets in there to hold it down. And then I'm going to grab my wreath. And I want my wreath to kind of be up towards the top because I want to have room to put my sentiment down below. Oh, look, we have a random sequin there on that. So we're going to kind of position where we want it. And then we're just going to close the door. Now for this one, again, we're going to use dye-based inks. But this time, I'm going to show you how to use markers. These are distress markers. You can use Tombow markers. You can use the Karen markers. Anything that's dye-based, again, will work for this one. So I went with a light and a dark in green, and a light and a dark in the red. Excuse me. And the advantage of using the marker is we're going to go in and color directly onto the stamp and do our watercoloring and our stamping techniques this way. So I'm going to go in with the lightest green. This one is Mowed Lawn. And I'm going to color everything that should be green. And this is the advantage of using markers, is you can go in and color a certain area, and then if you got it in a wrong area of something that was supposed to be a different color, you can always go in with your rag or your towel and clean it off. So we're just going to go in and color everything in light green. Tombow markers, distress markers, anything that is a dye-based marker. You don't want permanent or alcohol because you won't be able to do the watercolor techniques. And then again, I'm working on watercolor paper for this one because it'll allow me to go over it more than once and work on layers without it interfering with the paper and causing it to roll and do all that. Okay, so it looks like I have everything there that I want. And I'm just going to lightly mist it with water. And then I'm going to stamp it. I know, right? The detail from these stamps is amazing. Okay, we're just going to stamp it and then open the door. Now this was our lightest green. And then now what I'm going to do, I love red rubber stamps. Red rubber stamps really give you crispness. Okay, I'm just going to kind of clean that off lightly. I'm going to take, and to me, this is too crisp. I don't want it to be as crisp as it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of water on my water brush, and I'm just going to go in here. Whoop, that's too much. And I'm just going to tap it. And as I'm tapping it, you can see that we're doing kind of a faux watercolor effect. So it's kind of blobbing the stuff out. Now, if you use too much, you're just going to end up with a green blob. If you do too little, you're not going to have that detail. So we're just going to go in with a little bit of water, and we're just tapping it to kind of blur out those defined lines. And you can always go back and add more if you take out too much detail. But we're going to add some detail with a darker color too, so don't worry. Okay, so we're just going in, a little bit of water, and we're tapping. No brush strokes, no trying to be really precise with it. Just go in and tap it. And that's going to give it the really pretty kind of watercolor effect. And this is where a stamping platform comes in very handy, because for the next steps, you want to be able to line your stuff back up. Okay. Get all the green out of my brush. Nope, girls are running around here. The girls have really enjoyed 2 weeks of big bedtime with mom. We did a lot of sleeping, and the girls really enjoyed that, but they kind of want to know why we aren't going to big bed early again. Excuse me. Oh, there she goes. Okay, so there you can kind of see how we just kind of dotted and blended the detail out. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm spritzing my stamp with water. I'm making sure all that green is off, because now I'm going to go back in and we're going to do the same thing with red. So I got to make sure all of my green is off. And I grabbed 2 reds. The lighter one is Candied Apple. The darker one is Barn Door. So we're going to grab Candy Apple. And for this one, it's a little bit trickier, because for the red part, this is open. So we have to do this a little bit different, but we can do the bow. So we're going to go in and color the bow red. And you could totally do non-traditional Christmas colors. Oop, I got a little bit out of the line there, so I just wipe it off with my finger. Okay, again, lightly spritz it with water. Keitha, we are sold out of these, but I can add this to our next order for you. I can totally put some of these on order for you. Okay, so there we kind of did the same thing. I'm going to clean that red off my stamp. Now this one doesn't have as much solid to it as the other red did, or as the green did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scribble on my mat, or if you have a stamp block, you could do that too. You can scribble onto your stamp block and add your water to it. And then we're going to go in and add little dots again. Dot, 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 dot. And this is just going to add a watercolor effect. We want to keep those lines bold. We don't want to blob at all. And the key with watercoloring is you don't want it all solid either. You don't want it all red. You want to leave some of that white space open also. So we'll just keep going back and getting some water. And we're just going to pull up some of that color, and we're just tapping it in there. And then I'm going to do the same thing because here, this was open. So I'm going to add more of the candied apple, the lighter, and pick that up. And I'm going to go in and paint. And my hands are very shaky. Oh my gosh. The ribbon. Again, leaving some white. And you could go directly with your marker and color on here and then blend it back out, but then it's going to be a lot stronger, and you can control the strength of it more by bringing it from your block over. And I'm kind of going back and forth and switching on colors because you kind of want your green underneath to be dry before you start doing your red. Otherwise, it will turn brown. Red and green make brown. So make sure your one layer is dry before you go in with your other layer. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm loving the way this is looking. I hope you guys are too. So now we're going to go back in and add our detail. So now I'm going to take the darker red and again color the boat. Is that darker? Yeah, barn door. Barn door is my darker red. So I'm just going back in and coloring my bow in. And this will go back in and add that detail that we want. Okay, I'm going to lightly spritz it with water. And then we're going to stamp it. Hello, Angel. Thank you. Oh, it feels good to be crafting. I tried cutting paper yesterday, and I cut paper, and I just stared at it. It was like I didn't know what to do. It's like, oh, it's crazy. Okay, I want a little bit darker in my bow area too, so I'm going to just take some of the darker and kind of go in there. Oh, I got, like I said, I kind of got that fog and that funk thing going. That's weird. I tried cutting paper and nothing looked good. I'm like, oh Lord, please don't tell me I lost my crafting gojo and I don't want to craft anymore. Okay, then I'm going to clean the red off of my stamp, and we're going to go back and add that darker green. I hope you girls are enjoying doing the crafty hours, and I hope you're learning new stuff. And I hope some of you have purchased the different kits that we're offering you. We're trying to keep it affordable for everybody and offer some great techniques, some great ideas. And we have lots of more crafty hours kind of up our sleeves. So thanks for following us on this journey with me and Deanna. And then we have Stacy kind of come in sometimes and do some classes too. So I hope you guys are learning lots and enjoying watching the lives. So now I'm going back in, I'm trying to look, and doing all my darker green. I'm going in the green area. That spot green? Yep. Yes, I'm glad they're inspiring. They make you kind of get your stuff out and use it. See what you have that you can work in. Okay, and then there is my darker green. So see how when you add that darker color now, it just adds so much more layer to that. And I hope too with the crafty hours, it's all about just getting your stuff out and making a card in an hour. They don't all have to be cards that have 14 million layers and take 6 hours to complete. Just that first one we did in just a half hour. And once you do it, the next one will go faster. Okay, so there is, you know what? I should have left that in there to do my sentiment. Let me put that back in. Anybody see where my sentiment went? Okay, happy holidays. This one I always have to check because for some reason I'm notorious for putting this one upside down. Okay, so happy holidays. I really love this script. This script is beautiful. I'm all about scripty. Okay. There we go. Happy holidays. I like to add a little bit of sparkle and shine to everything I do. So let me just make sure this is all dry really quick. Oh, Karen, me too. So Karen says she has lots of stamps and has never been very good at stamping. She wants to change that. I was too for the longest time, and the thing that changed stamping for me was a stamping platform. Either the Tim Holtz ones, the Stamping Betties, the Misties, whatever our local stores have. These stamping platforms made me a stamper again because it never failed. I would go to stamp something and it was crooked, it was upside down. I spent all that time coloring and making a beautiful card, and then I screwed it up in like the last 15 seconds. So stamping platforms have really made me and a lot of people stampers again and get our stamps out and use them again. Okay, so I'm pulling out Pearlescent Medium from Sizzix. This is a sparkly kind of paint. I'm going to grab just a little bit of it and put it on my craft sheet. And this is great because you can mix it with any of the Sizzix paints and it makes them pearlescent, which is beautiful. But I've also discovered too, what I love with it is to just mix it with water. Oops. Evidently I still had red on my mat. So ours is going to be a little tint of red. But I'm just going to make a little, not really a paste, but I'm just going to water it down. I'm watering down that pearlescent, and I should have grabbed my mat, but I didn't. But I will grab my splat box because I don't want that all over everything. Let me bring my splat box in here. So I'm going to lay my card in there. I'm going to grab my fan brush. I love my fan brush. I'm going to pick up this fun, inky, wet stuff, and then I'm going to flick it. Just going to tap it. Add some more water. And it's just going to add, whoop. Okay, there's such as too little and then not enough. Let me grab a paper towel. And then there we go. We added some frost, almost like a frost shimmer. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. And maybe you can see it on my dried sample better. And I did post photos in the Crafty Hour group so you can see that. But it just adds a frosty kind of paint blobs. I don't know. Everything's just better with more. And I'm going to add more because why not? Okay. And then I'm going to dry this. And we're doing good on time. Yes, Christmas cards have to sparkle. I absolutely agree with you on that, on Amy. Christmas cards must sparkle. I didn't get any water. Okay, and then we're just going to glue this guy down. And look at that. I have 4 Christmas cards done for this year. Woohoo! Oh, plus the Crafty Hours from our last one. So for 14. I have 14 Christmas cards done for this year. This is forcing me to get my cards done because every year I say I'm not going to wait till the last minute. And every year I wait till the last minute and then I don't get them done. Or I only get 4 or 5 done. And you could, of course, add some ribbon to this or jazz it up, pop it up, do whatever you like. But this stamp set just makes it so easy. So, so easy to get beautiful cards. And that stamping platform will help you crank them out fast, too, by doing this technique. Once you do it, the next one is faster. Once you kind of get the idea of where the green parts are and where the red parts are, it just gets faster and faster. Okay, so there is our happy holidays. Thank you. Okay, so I did post still pictures of these in the Facebook group too. So, or in the event, so make sure to go in to the Crafty Hour 2 event and it'll have your stills. I would love to see your guys' interpretation of these. If you're using different stamp sets and using the same technique, do that too. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Patricia, yes. What I mixed was, it was the Sizzix Pearlescent Medium with water. And then I just splatted it with my fan brush. And it is just a paint. It's an iridescent paint. And you can mix this, if you have any of the Sizzix paints, you can mix this with the Sizzix paint too, and it will make it iridescent and sparkly. Okay, since I've got 10 minutes, I did good on time, I'm going to show you too just a quick tag that you can do. There are tons of Sizzix tags out there. There are tons of tag punches out there. I'm old school, OG. This is my old Ellison tag scallop. I use this one a lot, but there are tons of different ones out there. So grab and make your own tags, because these stamps are great to do and make gift tags for your Christmas presents. And why not? That one's too big. Ooh, I didn't do the candy cane. I'm going to do the candy cane. Okay. So, great way to use your scraps. I'm just using, jet black archival ink. And we're just going to stamp that candy cane on. I like to do candy canes at an angle. I don't know why. I think they're just cute at an angle. And then there's the to and from in that stamp set too. So that was a great one. I know, right? Just get out what you got and use it. Sometimes we think we always have to have the newest or latest and greatest, and we forget about our old true Sizzix dies that are still great. Okay, and then just go in and do those same kind of watercoloring techniques that we did, or grab some colored pencils. Grab whatever you have. Use what you have. I mean, sometimes it's always great to have a new product to go with something, but then sometimes grab stuff you got. Okay, so we're gonna color him in. I'm just using colored pencils, and I did it on archival, that jet black archival. So I'm just going to go in, color some red for my candy cane. Post your creations in the event, the Crafty Hour event. We should be able to post them in there and be able to see them. I think they'll show up in that area. Then I'm going to go in with Festive Berries and ink blending. I love, love, love ink blending. There's just something about ink blending around the edges of something that just makes it complete. Look at that. That was like a 15-second tag. You can't get any faster than that. And you can't get any cheaper than that. I mean, I guess you could go to the dollar store, but they're not going to be as cute. And look how fast and quick and easy that was. Okay, let me get this off my mat. And all of these little guys are in there. Tag dies, tag punches are great because you can use your scraps. Use your scraps up that you've got. And then I love stickles. So I'm just going to go in. Oh, of course it's clogged. And add some red stickles. So make quick, easy tags with your scrap cardstocks, your scrap pieces. I know I throw no cardstock out. I save the smallest pieces, but you can always take a tag and punch it out. know Deanna likes the Hunky Dory tag punch. That's a good one too, because you just cut it as a strip and then you put it in and punch it. And look at that. That was a quick, easy tag. Victoria has seen the old decades. Original Sizzix Big Boy long machines. Oh, Victoria, I do too. I have, I think, 3 of the Humongous Die alphabet sets and a bunch of the red dies and the yellow ones, and I just can't find myself to get rid of them. I have them because I love the tags, and there is something about, and Deanna's probably going to shoot me for showing stuff that we can't get, but that Hunky Dory die is very similar to this one, the punch that does the scallop top. But this one I love because it has these 3 tags, and then it has this one as a full tag, and I have that one somewhere too, and I love it because I can use it for like mini albums and stuff. But yeah, old school with the Sizzix. Sizzix has been around forever, and these things are going to last forever. Oh, yes, I was old enough to have it. I think my first big Christmas gift one year was that red Sizzix machine with an alphabet set when I was in maybe high school. I think in high school. Uh-oh, Deanna's messaging me. I'm going to get in trouble. Okay. Yeah, we don't tell Deanna. Don't tell Deanna I showed something you can't get. Because we all have it. We all have that die. Grab it out of your stash and use it. I was going to see if I could find my big guy, but I don't see him there. So thank you, everybody, for joining in for Crafty Hour number 2. Crafty Hour number 3 will be on Thursday. Make sure to go to Scrapbook-N-Memories and click on events, and you'll see our time post. And then same thing for Clipper Street. Go to Clipper Street, and you will find her event time post for that. If you can't watch them live, don't worry. You can go back and watch them on demand anytime. So thank you, everybody, for doing a quick, fun, crafty hour with us. We got some cards done, and we got some quick, easy, little fun tags done. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the love, and I'm going to start coughing. So have a great night, and we can't wait to see what your guys' versions are, so make sure to post those in the events. And have a great night, and we will see you again on Thursday with Crafty Hour number 3. Don't forget, if you want to sign up for Crafty Hour number 4, the Simple Stories one, we do have spots available. And then Crafty Hour number 5, we just opened registration yesterday. And that is the one with the spellbinders, the little swinging guys. So that one's adorable. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you later. And thank you for the support. Bye-bye.